What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, kicking it back to some more Dragon Ball FighterZ content. I think I'm going to make just a small mini-series out of this. Continuing on with beginner-friendly characters that I would like to see buffed. And going on next to our next character is Super Saiyan Goku. Now, I'm going to be honest, there isn't really much that I would do to this character. I think Goku is actually one of the best beginner-friendly characters, regardless of his positioning of where people are putting him on the tier list. Truthfully, his big problem is he just lacks mix. You know, let's just talk real quick. This 2M, while not in its glory days, it's still pretty good. Like, this thing fucking reaches pretty goddamn far. He's got great cross-up buttons. You know, he's got the Protagonist buttons, solid buttons all around. You know, great 5H. He's got the Ki Blast, the Beam, very strong buff with the upward Super Saiyan Beam and all this, you know. So there's a lot that this character has. He's a very strong, solid, all-around character. So what would I do to fix his mix problem? So, obviously, we need to go over his specials. I think both of Super Saiyan Goku's specials, in the terms of the Dragon Flash Fist and the Tatsumaki, need work. Let's start off with the Tatsumaki. What I think would be an amazing buff to this character would actually make them be Rekka inputs. So, what do I mean by that? So, Rekkas are typically a series of button inputs where you would get from point A to point B, and however you would go about clicking the inputs. But in here, what I would prefer is that if you do the light, you see how he only kicks twice? 2 square inputs, so 1, 2. If you want to do the full medium, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would obviously be 1, 2, 3, 4. If you wanted to do the EX, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you would just mash that heavy button like your life depends on it. Obviously, I think they could shorten that window just a little bit, make it 2, 3, and 4, but the numbers that we have right now are perfectly fine. So what this can do is, depending on how many times you click the button, Goku will stop accordingly. So for the light, if you only click it once, he'll only do that initial first kick. And this will allow him to stop and be plus. And that way he can go into some mix. And you know how he just aimlessly flies up? Per se, say maybe you only click it 1 or 2 times. That will give Goku airborne and actually put you over cooler. And that way, you can come up from behind and you'll have access to your air dash still. So you can come back over with a cross-up. Or, depending on how you land, depending on the character, you could just fall. This will also give you access to just do a falling 2M and things like this. This will give Goku mix. Obviously, this will be risky on its own. It's something that could be 2H, something that can be reflected. But turning these into Rekka inputs where all the kicks are plus outside of that final finisher would actually give Goku a lot of benefit for block strings, because look at this. That's -2. That's -2 on block. This thing, it doesn't even work on block. These 2 options are completely useless for block strings. They're literally only there for combos. And even this is useless. Absolutely useless for block strings unless you're ending your block string. And even then, what the hell is the point of it? You know? What is the point of this button outside of combos? What is the point of these buttons outside of combos? The idea that I have will actually give them use in block strings. Next up, I think the medium and the heavy Dragon Flash Fist are fine. What I would really like is if the light Dragon Flash Fist was just a tad faster. Attack startup is 24 frames. That's a little long for a light button. Speed that up a little bit. Make it 20 frames. I don't really know frame that all that much. You know, I just kind of play the game by bashing my head against the wall sometimes. But make it a little bit faster. If you make this move a little bit faster, it can still work for, you know, your combo enders with your Ki Blast. But it will also serve as, you know, great overhead pressure, because it's pretty reactable. You know, 24 frame startup, that's very reactable. But here is the kicker. You see this? Wait. Wait, cool, you're too tall. Wait, cool, you're too damn tall. That's not true. So you can go into a cross-up, and if you want to continue with Dragon Flash Fist, so say you cross up, they block. Oh no, you need to continue to open them up. You like Dragon Flash Fist because that's obviously your next best option without spending bar. They're gonna reflect you. They're gonna 2H you. And most of the time, if you do this and then go like that, they see that EX, they're going to click that 2H. They know it's coming. So we need to do something else with Light Dragon Flash Fist. If you have not used your Smash property, Light Dragon Flash Fist to give a small bounce. Just like a medium, and just like the EX, so you could vanish and continue your combos. That would aid Super Saiyan Goku so much. So make this at least 19 to 20 frames. So this way you can get that as a true string. And give it ground bounce so you could confirm off of it. That's all it needs. I do not need to see this buff because that's fucking absurd. I don't need to see this buff because that's fucking absurd. Both those buttons are very good. You know, especially this going full screen. You know, this basically going damn near full screen, this teleporting literally right in front. Both these buttons are very strong. We need a better light version. And just by speeding it up a little bit, you can still get your your classic ender of and it'll be a little easier to confirm as well. It won't be as hard to drop. And truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it on Super Saiyan Goku. Honestly, this character is just insanely... This character is probably one of the most well-built characters in the game. I think the Super Saiyan characters need to have, you know, that special button advantage over their counterparts for some of the things that they lack. But they still do need some help, especially Super Saiyan Vegeta, but Super Saiyan Goku is also in this category. If we turn these into Rekkas, I know that's a lot to ask, but if we turn these into Rekkas, this will not only help introduce us to introduce beginner players to Rekkas, but it will add so much to Super Saiyan Goku's mix. And we could keep it nice and simple, where you know how like Gogeta Blue on the other team, for example, you can mix the button inputs to get different Rekka options. No, if you go with the light, it has to be all light options. If you go with the medium, it has to be all medium options. Nice and simple, but it gets you used to the feel. And just make this button better, dude. Make Dragon Flash Fist better. You know, 24 frame startup versus this that teleports in front is absurd for mix, you know. Light Dragon Flash Fist needs some help. But that's pretty much it what I would do for Goku. Like, he's really strong. Obviously, turn the 2M back to the way that it was. This thing, we need to go back. Make it go back. Maybe just buff up his buttons just a little bit more. Give him a low hitting 2L. That's all standard stuff. I digress. This character is still fundamentally very strong. It just needs these few things to help him out. And this is what I think would be the best way to save Super Saiyan Goku. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What would you do to help out Super Saiyan Goku? Do you agree with any of the things that I said? What are some other ideas that you would throw out to, you know, add to this character? Or would you like to see a new mechanic being tossed to this character like we've seen a couple of times here and there for other characters? Let me know what you guys think down below. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.